This lesson is for guitarists only. Piano players, get out of here. Trumpets, back to the trenches with you. Bass players, you can sit in the back. Here's the problem. C dominant 9 chord. Has 5 notes, but as a guitarist, I only have 4 available fingers. How do I play this chord? Well, you drop a note. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hold on, you'd say, but I'm a guitarist. My whole career is based around jamming 7,000 notes into the space of 4 seconds. You cannot ask a guitarist to subtract. That goes against the philosophy of guitar. And guitar babes, I'm with you. But also, knowing how to subtract notes from a chord is just as valuable as knowing how to add notes to a chord. This is a skill tree called chord arrangements. So, once you get over the sheer absurdity of removing notes intentionally, I'll give you the flow chart. This is how we choose which notes to remove. Bassists, you can look at it too. I know you forgot they were back there. I forgot they were back there. They're easy to forget. They don't even mind being forgotten. Here's how the flow chart works. Rank the notes of a C dominant 9 chord, best to worst. The root note tells us where home is. The third tells us the chord quality. Is it major or minor? The fifth is an overtone of the root note. It adds stability and it adds thickness. The 7 is a chord extension. It's adding butter. It says The 9, another chord extension. It's adding spice. It says ah. So out of all of these, which is the least needed? We're looking at you, the 5th. You're just adding excess confirmation. You're telling us we're in the right house, but you're not adding any decor to the house. So, off to the trenches with you. Go with the trumpets. Get out of here. Here's C dominant 9, no 5th. Now, you might be thinking, music theory can't tell me what to do. What if I want to keep the 5th? The next most common note to drop is the root note. Here's the C, the root note. Here's all the other notes. C9 chord, no root. Wait, Lindy, why would I drop the root note? Well, if you look behind us, you'll have twice forgotten. There's bass players back there. Bass players are usually handling the root note for us, which as guitarists gives us the ability to run to the front of the stage. We get to play the butter tones. We can play the spicy notes. We can peacock all over the audience and show them our greatest selves while the bass players handle the root notes. Look, guitarists, music theory doesn't have to tell you what to do. You can do anything that you want. Play a C9 chord, drop the 9. That's intelligent. Okay, but wait, Lindy, I'm in a jam session and I don't want to be thinking about roots and fifths. I just want to play. Isn't there some cage system cheat sheet for me? Yes. Movable Shapes Guitar Babes. I made a cheat sheet for us. You can check it out on my Patreon. It's just $1. Your contribution helps me continue making these videos. I even play D&D with my patrons once a month. Now, there's still people down in the comments saying, wait, Lindy, you can just bar this and hit that G note or that 5th right up here. Look, I know guitarists are taught to play more notes. It's not in our nature to unplay notes, but there are times you might need to rearrange a chord with less notes. If there's 2 rhythm guitar players, you want to play your chords in different sonic spaces. For example, someone's playing this chord. The other guitarist decides to play this. Except this G note is sonically the exact same as this G note. We're taking up the same sonic space. Played together, sounds like this. It's harder to mix live, it's just redundant, it's not adding much creatively if we're both playing the same exact notes. But these 2 chord voicings would complement each other really well. Let's hear them together. Bonus, that's a C9 with no root too. It's cool. Both those voicings use completely different notes, right? So where the lower chord ends, that higher voicing begins. There's no overlap. They take up different sonic spacing. Now there's still people in the comments saying, why don't you just wrap your thumb around and play the G on the low E string? Listen to me, guitarists. I cannot tell you what to do. I have been teaching for 8 years and not once have any of you students listened to your guitar teacher. I cannot tell you what to do. This YouTube channel shows you options. It's your decision to implement it or not. I am not here to change your creativity. I'm just here to show you other options you might not be aware of. This is where music theory ends and creativity begins. It's your creative choice to use this in your songwriting or not. You'll see jazz and funk guys dropping the root and the 5th constantly. You know what genre you won't see this in? Metal. Metal loves their C5 chords, their power chords. All metal wants is the root and the 5th. They don't like butter notes, they don't like spicy notes because they don't like anything unless it's like dark butter, like vampire butter. Like black butter, like blood butter. Has anyone asked what notes the bassists like? I think they're still back there. That's the 3rd time we forgot about them. Music theory doesn't have to tell you what to do. You can do anything that you want. Drop the 9 chord, then drop out of Berkeley. That means you're successful. Play a C9 chord, then drop your guitar. Music theory can't exist if I'm not playing music. Play a C9, then drop a single. That's how John Mayer got famous. Treating you like a spouse.